cause you know you poppin', yeah. You got it, girl, you got it.
Hey everyone, it's Michelle and welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be on this look right here. Everybody is doing an Area 51 alien type look, so I really wanted to get it on the trend. There's so many cool looks out there, so I wanted to try something. This is what I came up with, and I did this whole look pretty much except for using some Snazaroo black paint with this beautiful Gourmande Girls batgirlekta palette. This is what it looks like on the inside. As you can see, the shadows are extremely pigmented. Beautiful. I love the owner, Christina, so much. She is such a wonderful person and makes awesome quality, good priced products. I'm dying to try more from her line. I do have a discount code for you if you are interested in buying anything from gourmandegirls.com. Check out her site. There are so many beautiful things there. She has foundations, blushes, highlights, liquid glitter liners, you name it. She has it on her site, and everything from her site is animal cruelty free, which is amazing. I'm going to put the code across the screen right here for you. So go and get your Gourmande Girls products. So without jibber jabbering too long, let's just get into this tutorial. So let's get started. That pink color blends out the purple really nicely. So we're going to be doing a purple and green eye today. Look at how beautifully pigmented these shadows are. Like, that's 2 swipes and pretty much done. Like, that's pigmented enough. Smaller blending brush, we're gonna bring out the purple and go right underneath the pink. We're gonna use one of my tricks. Q-tips are like the hidden gem in makeup. I like to just go around the edges and make it look straight. Okay, that's good, I think. I'll go back with the purple a little bit more. I'm gonna go back with the brush we used for the pink and just kind of blend out the edges a little bit. We're gonna go in with the fun part. We're gonna do like a green ombre. First, I'm gonna cut the crease. I'm gonna use the e.l.f. Camo Concealer in Light Peach. This is way too light for my face, so I use it for cutting the crease. We're gonna kind of wing it out a little bit. I feel like rusty at makeup now that I haven't been barely doing makeup because I've been swimming 4 times a week and I'm just exhausted by the time I'm done that. So I'm not really doing makeup looks nearly as much, and I'm not really wearing makeup to the pool. So I almost feel like I'm starting all over again, but I miss it so much. Ugh. The stuff sprays when you open it, which really sucks. Let's bring this up, make sure we get the line nice. It always wants to skip in the inner corner here. I think because my lids are so hooded. And I'm getting wrinkly. Don't give me a hard time. This concealer is very thick and sticky. Sometimes it doesn't want to slide around. Get the inner corners lined straight here. I don't know if you can see how when I'm going across it's dragging. I am not perfect at makeup, but I really do love makeup. I love playing with makeup. I love trying new things. So first we're going to use this dark green color here. We're going to put this on the outer third. But you know that we might still get burned. Clearly you could see the shadows are pigmented without the e.l.f. Camo Concealer, but it just makes them even that much more. It makes them really pop with like a lighter concealer or a lighter base underneath, but that's for all eyeshadows. I see a lot of people using the P. Louise base, which is like a white color. I see a lot of people using concealers that are white for their eye makeup to really make the vibrant colors pop. So it's not this palette, it's all palettes. It's definitely not shade to this palette because they are gorgeous. I've used this palette with and without the e.l.f. Camo Concealer and just with like the Urban Decay Primer Potion, and it's worked amazing with that as well. My favorite parts in this palette are these two shimmers right here. She did amazing on the whole palette, but I really love the shimmers. I'm just partial to glittery, sparkly things. Love them. If I could do my whole eye in just glitter and sparkle, believe me, I would. Like, look at that. They are foiled. They are gorgeous. They're so soft and creamy. I want a whole palette of just this formula. It's my birthday coming up soon, and I'm hoping to be able to order some more Gourmande girls. I want to have her whole line. That would be amazing. I really would like to get into more cruelty-free makeup. All of her makeup is animal cruelty-free, which is amazing. Look at that. How stunning is that green? The blue as well, it's just beautiful. They're all beautiful shades, but like I said, I just love sparkle so much. I think I said this in my last video. I am not lying. I love my sparkles. Okay, so next we're going to go in with, I don't have a lighter color here unless I wanted to do like a yellow or an orange, but I don't. I want to do like a nice shimmery like champagne or white color in the inner portion of the eye. I guess we'll just pull out this James Charles palette and go in with this one right here. I use this one for highlight. I use this one for the inner corner. It's really nice tone. I'm happy that I got this palette because it has a lot of colors in it from this palette, but in a cruelty-free formula. So that makes me feel awesome. I just wish I had more so that I could just strictly use Gourmande girls. Eventually, I'm hoping that's where I'm going to be at, just completely promoting Gourmande girls because I love her. I love what she stands for. I love her products. I just don't have all the colors and all the products as of just yet. So we're going to go in with this and put on this inner corner. See, this one is definitely not as creamy as that beautiful green shimmer that I just used. It's kind of powdery. And it's like transferring up over the line. Ugh. I didn't plan for that to happen. And you know, this white in here is awful. It does not barely show up. Just gonna try to brush off some of that. We're gonna go just back over the line with the remainder purple that was still on the brush. And just try to define that line a little bit. These green colors remind me of Christmas, but I'm doing like an alien look, so green is just perfect. And do I want to go higher with the pink? Maybe a little bit. So we'll go back in with this brush, and we're just gonna bring the pink up just a little bit. Kind of blend it up and out. I'm not putting anything else on the brush. It's just whatever was left over. I'm just really blending and buffing out the edges. Oh, that looks so stunning. This green just really catches your eye. And I'm not just saying that because Christina is a dear friend of mine. If her products weren't great, I wouldn't say they were great. But they really are beautiful. Like, it speaks for itself. Look at that. This green is super pigmented. This green is stunning. I'm going to go back in a little bit with the purple because I think I really want to define the line a little bit more. Hopefully it doesn't get on the other. And that's the other thing. Like, well, yeah, maybe a little bit. The sparkly green did fall out a little bit, but all the other shades did not. And I wasn't tapping off my brush or anything, so like it's nothing it literally just brushed away. It's super late. Don't mind me if I'm stuttering a little. Sometimes I do. I've been dying to do makeup, and before I knew it, it was super late, and here we are. But I'm getting this look done because a girl don't quit, a girl don't give up, doesn't matter what time it is. I mean, I don't go to bed till like 5 in the morning anyways, so why not be up playing with makeup and doing a beautiful look, right? Okay, so I went back into this beautiful, beautiful pink color. This is one of the most beautiful pink colors I've ever seen. See, a lot of palettes, like a few of the Morphe palettes, they have these nice light, like shimmery pinks and stuff, but they barely show up. It's so hard to find a nice pink that actually shows up nice and doesn't look flaky. And sometimes I don't want like a dramatic fluorescent pink. You know, this is like a really wearable pink. And see, I have a too much gene where I start going and going with the shadow and then it ends up at my eyebrow, and I don't know if I really want that. But we are going to be doing like a dramatic half my face alien, so maybe we'll leave it that way. We're just going to go back in the James palette just for this shade right here, and we're going to put that on the brow bone. Blend that in a little bit. Holy smokes. See, it looks like soft and creamy up there, but why did it go like chunky down there? It may have something to do with that darn e.l.f. Camo Concealer. It is so thick. Like, I love it because it really helps cover my under eye bags. It's so hard for me to find a concealer that covers them, but also doesn't make me look really like dry and crepey. Like a lot of the full coverage concealers are super thick, so it makes my under eyes age, you know, and nobody wants that. Kind of getting down and blending away my beautiful pink. We're gonna blend those in together. Yeah, that looks beautiful. All right, we're getting somewhere. I'm liking how this is looking. I would love to go in with a liner, but I don't want to mess it up because if it gets messed up, I'm gonna be upset. This is my second try doing a look. I did another look and I wasn't happy with it, so I wiped it off and started over. Okay, do we want to have it shiny over here too? Why not, right? Why not? Let's just have shine all over the darn place. Let's just buff out the edges a little bit. That looks very pretty. I'm so partial to loving like pinks and purples right now. I'm trying to decide for my alien if I want to use this beautiful green or if I want to use paint, because the difference with paint and shadow is I feel like paint, I can't blend it as well as with shadow. I can do, you know, different tones of shadows and blend them together, whereas the paint just doesn't blend that well. So, you know, I think I'm going to give it a go with this beautiful Gourmande Girls palette. If I can create my entire look with this, that would be amazing. So let's try. So we're going to start with the black paint, the black Snazaroo paint. I really want to get more cream paints because I'm hoping I can blend them better. I found a store finally that has Mayron paints, but they have a very limited selection, and it's just like little tiny small ones like this, so it would go pretty darn fast. Mind you, they're only charging like $4, which isn't bad. It's where I got my liquid latex from, my blood, all of that. So where's my little mini... Here we go, dropping things again, pulling it on ya, or pulling to me, because I am clumsy as all get out. Not to mention I hurt myself all the time. I have bruises, I don't know where they came from. I'm always banging into stuff. Sometimes I know I bang into something. Sometimes, like the other day, my daughter was like, Mom, where did that big bruise come from on the back of your leg? And I'm just like, oh, hell if I know. This, up over the brow, out like this. We'll do a big alien eye, and then down here, down and up. See, with makeup, it's all trial and error. Nobody's perfect. You know, a lot of people are like, oh my god, you know, I could never do what you do. You could. You definitely could. You know, it takes practice, and honestly, I'm not the best. I see people doing stuff and I feel the same way. Like, oh my God, I could never do it as good as them. They're so talented. Theirs is so beautiful. But I can, and so can you. I have to come out on the nose a bit more so that it can come to a point. And then down. Down, 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 down. I wish I could listen to music, but then I have to worry about copyright. Does that look like an alien eye? It's a weird shape, isn't it? This is all gonna be filled in black, but I'm probably gonna wait to fill in around the eye, just because with me opening and closing my eye a lot, it ends up just coming off and creasing really bad. So we'll just do that at the end. A little bit. So I have a crazy story for you that recently happened. My daughter and I, we went to Tim Hortons, and there's this guy that comes in there regular, and I guess what one of the workers told me that works in Tim Hortons, we know the workers there pretty well. They always talk to us and tell us the tea. Well, I guess they say that this guy that always comes in there, they call him Huey, that he says that he was dropped on his head as a child or as a baby. Well, he comes in and he's very loud. He seems like he likes to start fights with people. You can definitely tell that something's not right. So, you know, I'm not making fun of him whatsoever, but honestly, he's a little bit scary because he has like outbursts. So basically, he was in the Tim Hortons when we were in there. We were sitting there eating, and he came up and approached us and was offering me to throw my food garbage away, and I said, no, that's okay, I can do it. And he was like, oh no, I like to help the ladies, blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, cool, thank you. I let him take the garbage. So he was being nice, and that's the thing I've noticed. He goes from being super nice to not nice really quickly and for no reason. Somebody was looking at him in the Tim Hortons, and he started yelling like, what are you looking at? And was trying to basically call on the man, and the man that he was talking to looked like he was maybe like 80 years old. So anyways, we're sitting there, and then he decides to approach us and asks my daughter, is that a phone you're using? And she says, no, it's not, it's an iPod, which it is. And he says, oh, I think you're lying. And she's like, I'm not, I swear. And at this point, I'm starting to get shaky and panicky because, you know, I have really bad anxiety. And now this guy, it's like, what am I supposed to do? I don't really know what he's capable of, and hoping that the Tim Hortons people will speak up and say something to him, because I've noticed a few times when he gets yelling or banging, he'll start like banging the tables and kind of yelling random things like he's talking to himself. And they'll be like, Huey, calm down, or quiet it down, that's enough. And he will. So I wasn't really saying too much, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to say something, like he's not gonna, you know, scare my child. And she says, no, I'm not lying to you. And he keeps persisting, I think you're lying to me, I think you're lying. I know that's a phone and you just don't want to give it to me. Just let me use it. I need to call somebody. And she's like, honestly, you can't call on my phone, on my iPod, because you can't. There is no option to call on an iPod. So she said, sorry, you can't. And then he started mocking her. Oh, sorry, you can't. Sorry, you can't. He was doing that to her. And, you know, at that point, we're just like, oh my God, let's get out of here. Like, we both felt really nervous. And I'm not judging. I'm not saying that everybody who, you know, may have mental issues is not safe or is going to harm me. I don't really know, but I have seen him get aggressive, and it was just a really uncomfortable situation, you know, to be mocked and have somebody like yelling at you in the Tim Hortons. So now whenever we see him, it's really awkward. And we always kind of hope that he's not going to be there, because even when he's not talking to us, he always makes a scene and tries to start problems with people, and you know, it's just not pleasant. I feel bad even saying anything because, you know, obviously there's something going on there, but nobody's with him to help him, so he's clearly sound mind enough to be able to go out on his own. He doesn't have to have a worker or anything with him. I know a lot of people who have, you know, any kind of serious mental issues usually have somebody with them to keep them safe, especially like say he does try to fight somebody and they really hurt him, because, you know, he's calling them on, and not everybody's gonna be so nice and just be like, okay, you know, something's wrong with him and leave him alone. It's like such a hard situation, right? The other thing I hate about this paint is it starts to flake and like get crusty really easily, and I don't know why it does that. So annoying. I actually have a Down syndrome cousin who I used to spend a lot of time with until she moved away. When I was in the same school as her, I would spend my lunch hours down with her, take her for walks and stuff. So I did a co-op with disabled adults. I always wanted to work with disabled children, but that's what they could get me into as a trial, to kind of see how I like it, see how I felt about it, and see if that was the career path I wanted to go into. And I ended up getting graded badly on professional detachment or emotional detachment, something like that, because I was having a hard time detaching myself and not getting emotional when, you know, they would get mean with me, or the one guy that I got really close to that I used to do walks with and take him out and spend time with him. I even was like a water aerobics instructor. I would take a few of them that were able to swim into the pool, and we would do water aerobics and stuff, what they were capable of doing, and that was really awesome. And one of the guys that I worked with ended up in the hospital, and I just couldn't deal. Like, I was having such a hard time with it. And you kind of have to have a thick skin for that job. Obviously you can care, but you can't let it affect you to the point where you can't do your job. And I was just a complete mess. There was another client there that she was a bigger girl, and she would always try to hug me in the pool when we were working out, and she would get really excited and she would squeeze really hard and start jumping up and down, and she would be pulling me under the water, which was kind of scary. But I didn't hold it against her, obviously. She didn't realize what she was doing. But there was another girl there that was really angry, and she would get very violent and call names and stuff like that, and that was really hard for me to deal with because I'm a really emotional, sensitive person. So they just said they didn't really think, because of that, that was the best job for me, that I needed to have a much thicker skin and be colder in ways, not care about, you know, the things that they say, or if something happens to one of them, because, you know, there was a lot of older people in there that, you know, had health issues. Sometimes people were just taken out of the programs. Their family didn't want them in the program anymore, so that would be really hard if you got really attached to one and then they weren't there anymore. So it was just really hard for me, and it was eye-opening. It was heartbreaking to be told that that wasn't a good job for me, because I always felt really deeply about working with disabled and mentally challenged people. Always. I've always wanted to, ever since I was young. Even my children, I used to be told by my son's teachers that he would go out of his way to help the kids that had learning disabilities. And my daughter as well, she's always befriended the ones that might be a little different. She doesn't care. Like, she's drawn to them and wants to help them and be their friend. So I'm really thankful that both my kids kind of got that from me. that they don't look down on people, and they have a really big heart when it comes to those that are different and those that may have issues. It's really sad that a lot of kids use that to their advantage to bully, as if these kids are not going through enough, that they need to be made fun of for things that they cannot control. It's just disgusting. Oh, it's getting in my hair. Damn it. Okay, so let's go in with the green. So this part's kind of boring. I'm just going to fill in the rest with green, and then I'll be right back. This highlight color. Too close to the corner of my eye, starts watering like crazy.
I use the Wet n Wild Pink palette neutrals. Just gonna use a little of this red first, and then we'll go in with the blood.
Try one more thing, just this NYX Duo Chromatic Illuminating Powder in Twilight Tint, because it's more of like a silver. It might look brighter, just to give like a highlight. Alright, so this is going to be the final look we finally got here. I'm not sure if I love it so much, but I tried my best. Give me an A for effort or a thumbs up for effort if you enjoyed watching this tutorial. Subscribe if you'd like to see more videos from me, and until the next time, bye!